Last summer I got my 2007 water quality report in the mail. The report describes Salem's drinking water from its source to pollution concerns to distribution. The report is sent to me and all of the residents of Salem by the Salem Beverly Water Supply Board. The board has been managing, treating, and distributing our water since 1913. I decided to go on a journey to see for myself where my water really comes from, who is out there ensuring its safety and sustainability, and what can I do to be a more mindful and conscious consumer of this incredibly valuable resource.
Salem draws water through the Water Supply Board from 3 locations. One is from the river itself in Topsfield. There's a canal, and so Salem Beverly Water Board pumps water through that canal down to Wenham Lake and stores it there, and also to Putnamville Reservoir in Danvers. And they have a 3rd reservoir called Longham Reservoir, which is located on the Miles River in pretty much in Wenham. I think it's partially in Beverly as well. And those are the 3 main sources, so they're all surface water sources, and the water is pumped eventually through Wenham Lake into a treatment plant, which is right at the southern end of the lake. And that treatment plant operates according to Safe Drinking Water Act regulations to purify the water.
The Safe Drinking Water Act is the federal act that oversees all of drinking water supply. The main part is regulating how the quality of water, so the water you as a consumer drink, meets certain standards, and that's probably 3/4 of what the act is about. But in recent times they have added segments about water quantity, so that they can talk a little bit about how much water you have, but then how the people who run your systems are actually certified. As the association was formed back in 1882, so it probably started in the beginning first on the concept of how are we going to build these distribution systems, and how are we going to build a reservoir, and then how are we going to provide fire protection, and then certainly how you were going to pay for the whole piece. So a lot of the same issues throughout this 100+ years hasn't really changed that we all need to address and find better solutions for. Now there's certainly the added piece, there's a lot of regulations, a lot more scientific and technical information that changes on a constant basis. So providing educational programs so people can be certified, because now there are regulations that say the operators need to be certified. So there's a more formal training area than maybe there was in the beginning. And we've also sort of grown into the public education side, and certainly reaching out to the public. Since bottled water really is a beverage that people can choose, and there are big companies behind it, and the companies are marketing, competing with each other because they want you to buy their product versus product B. They're always in front of the consumer. So it is very hard for a public water system to talk about that, because there isn't this educational or promotional budget that most communities have to spend, where on the other side, the bottled water companies, they know that's got to be part of their marketing plan, is they're going to spend lots of money.
This is the main water supply for the Salem Beverly Water Supply Board, and there's been a lot of efforts to protect this resource, which is a public resource, and it's off a main road. There's lots of runoff. It's the main thoroughfare between Beverly and Hamilton Wenham. Yeah, but this is why there are no trespassing signs down here, because they don't want people leaving trash behind, which glass isn't the worst thing. It does take quite a long time to actually biodegrade, but they don't want people, depositing trash here, going to the bathroom here, building fires here, because then everybody would use that, and it would become more challenging to pre-treat it for delivery to your tap. We want clean water, we want purified water, but we shouldn't contaminate the sources that we have, which is Wenham Lake is the main source for Salem and Beverly. Through a few different organizations in Beverly and Salem, we were able to have on hand something called the Water Buffalo, which is it's basically Army equipment. It's a canteen that you tow by a truck, and it's full of potable water. Hi, I'm Andrea Fox, and this is a water buffalo. This belongs to the city of Beverly, as well as a national program that does a heavy urban rescue for national disasters. The great thing about public supply water is that it's heavily scrutinized and it's tested, and it's a precious resource, and it's a finite resource that everybody should support. That's why we're doing it, so we don't have a big mass of plastic bottles here at Salem Willows.
2 weeks ago, I ordered my home water testing kit, and it arrived today in the mail. So right now, I'm gonna explore my 2 testing kits and see what fun we can have. Checking our water results against our consumer quality report sent to me by the Salem Beverly Water Supply Board. So, I'm gonna read the instructions, figure out how to start testing my water. So I'm going to work on my bacteria test first here. Shake the vial rigorously for 20 seconds. Rigorously. So, bacteria test complete. I don't see any colors at all. It looks actually very similar to the 0 levels for my nitrate, nitrite. It tells me right here on the list, the end of the pad, the very end pad, which I'm pointing to at the top of the strip here, is my total nitrate, nitrite, which looks very gray, not even a hint of pink. And the pad nearest the handle, which is the part down towards my thumb, is just my nitrite, and it's white. Again, not even a hint of pink. So it appears that our levels coming out of my kitchen sink here are 0 for nitrates and nitrites. Good to know. Salem Beverly Water Supply Board will be proud. We have a pH of 7.5, maybe even 8. Looks like it might be between the 2 colors. We have a total hardness, which is the middle pad, of 120, right around 120, maybe a little closer to 150. And our total chlorine, which is the pad nearest the handle, is pure white, really not even a hint of color, which indicates that it's 0 chlorine. But it does tell me that the pH of my water is between 7.5 and 8, and my total hardness is right around 120, maybe a little bit higher. Negative test results. A positive would be that the right line, which is next to the number 2 on this side, would be darker or equally dark to the left line, which is absolutely not the case. Very clear. This line here on the right is much more pale in both cases than the line on the left. The water out of my kitchen tap here in Salem is negative for both lead and pesticides. Good to know. Very excited. This test actually is called the all-in-one test kit. It's actually $20. $20 for that home test. It gives you a little bit of confidence. Made me feel pretty good.
Public water supply is trying to get more attention back onto that issue of, it's delivered to you so that you can do everything you need to throughout your day and be protected in case there is an emergency.
What we're doing here in New England, we're taking that campaign, we're working with member utilities to get the message out. This year, in 2009, we hope to expand the campaign to a little broader scale. It's a grassroots campaign to educate consumers pretty much about the overall value of the tap water that they have.